Nerdwerkz presents Trevor Keller,
Dave, we've all been killed by a snow wolf in World of Warcraft.
Dave Thomas, Greg Burke,
So we're all gonna mine the same meteor? Sounds like a blast.
The Next Level, Episode 5, Dirk, Dawnguard, and Duty.
Welcome everyone to another episode of The Next Level, Episode 5. Wow, Episode 5, that's like a milestone for me. And with me as always are my gaming enthusiast friends, Trevor Keller.
Hello.
And Dave Thomas.
How's it going?
So how is everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, man. Psyched about some new releases coming out pretty soon. Pretty psyched.
I know, we have a lot of actually good news today. There was a ton of news actually today, or it came out the last few days. So we have to cover it all. So let's go right into our first story. So, Dragon's Lair. What do you guys know what game I'm talking about, Trevor? When I say Dragon's Lair, do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I instantly think of the old arcade game, but I never played it.
That's the one that I remember is the old arcade Dragon's Lair.
Did you ever play Dragon's Lair?
I never actually played it.
Dave, what about you?
Oh yeah, I played it a little bit. I mean, I wasn't like a diehard fan, but it was fun.
Well, apparently it's coming to the Xbox Live Arcade.
Yay!
So,
really?
Yeah, it's been completely revised and like cleaned up, and apparently has a better with Connect feature.
Connect.
Oh, Lord.
We all know how Connect makes everything better because it says so on the purple box.
Well, I'm tired of having to use my hands, so that's awesome.
But I'm excited about this. I remember playing this game in arcades a lot, but the one thing I remember about it mainly is how much money I spent into the stupid game. Because I remember it would you'd walk in a room and then you'd have to move the controllers the little joystick left, right, or up or something.
What now? Was it a side-scrolling, Mario type game, or was it? What was the gameplay like? Because like I said, I never played it.
No, it was it's an animated movie basically where you it gives you a scene and then you have to go left, right, or up or diagonal or choose a direction, and then a sequence will play out showing you what you did, and you usually die. You die about 90% of the time.
You die a lot.
Yeah, see, every time I saw the game, I thought those were cinematic, for the time. They were showing little stories.
No, that's the whole game. The whole game.
That's the gameplay. Okay.
Right, and it's and every single time you died, you had to put in another quarter, and it's a trial and error gameplay because some of the things you have to do, you have to react so fast, and it's really hard to explain. If you've never played it, you should check it out. Dragon's Lair. Another game that's similar to it is called Brain Dead 13, which is it's an animated game where you just it's kind of like a tell your own story. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You just choose a simple direction, then you watch it play out. But it's a fun game, and I just thought that was interesting that it's coming. And the Connect, what's funny is that the trailer that they released it with, the Connect features look like a joke, because it's play with a friend, play co-op, and it's you die, and then it shows another CGI person stepping in to take your place. That's not co-op, that's called taking turns. Co-op means simultaneously playing, not taking turns. But
they are cooperating with one another. That counts as co-op.
Oh yeah, it's just like the Mario and Luigi 2 players. You wait until someone dies,
exactly,
and then Luigi jumps in.
And if you suck at the game, then you're sad because you're sitting there waiting for your turn, and then you die in your first jump.
Well, the thing is, it's also directed by Don Bluth. Do you guys know who Don Bluth is?
No.
Very famous. He did. You probably know him just from his films. He did the American Tail, the movie with the.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He did that one. He did Rockadoodle, and he did Titan. He's done a ton of stuff. Secret of Nymph, I believe he did that too.
Secret of Nim, yeah.
Yeah, so he's done a lot of he did a lot of animation in the early 90s,
basically all the movies I grew up with as a kid.
Exactly, yeah, all those weird dark animated movies that you see. That's what he did. You. So he did. So you guys should check it out. My story seems so weak compared to the other two stories, but I wanted to cover it because I just liked Dragon's Lair, and I thought it was kind of cool that all these old games in the early 90s are starting to come to the consoles now that you would never think to see again. That was cool.
That's a good thing. I mean, you never know who's going to want to play these school games again.
That's kind of a trend going on, right? They brought back the old the pirate game. What was that? What was that old pirate adventure game?
Pirate adventure game.
There's so many pirate adventure games. I have no clue.
It was the one that you and Nicole were playing.
Oh, it's Monkey Island.
Yes. See, like a lot of those old games, they're bringing back to Xbox Live Arcade.
I think that's great, because these are games that were made. Like, if you didn't have an arcade locally or you never had a chance to play them, now people will be able to play them. I think that's awesome.
They're pedophiles.
Yeah.
Wow, was that your excuse? My excuse is I didn't have enough quarters. You were thinking about.
That's always my excuse.
I was worried about money. You were worried about pedophiles.
I was scared of being raped.
You were a very different child.
The way we're raised.
Oh, God. Well, you guys, it's coming out in May. The link is below. You should check it out. If you've never played Dragon's Lair, I recommend getting it. It's a lot of fun. It's the animation's gorgeous if you appreciate that kind of thing. Now for our second story. Trevor, I believe Trevor has the better story that's mine. Everyone has a better story than me. The Skyrim news.
Speaking of dragons and Connect, yes, Skyrim Connects support is here at last. Yay, we can finally scream at our televisions, and it's going to do something. So yes, Skyrim is now getting Connect support, which is pretty exciting. I know in the previous podcast I've kind of harped on the Connect. I still believe the Connect games suck. However, the voice commands I think are pretty awesome, as we've most recently seen in Mass Effect 3, being able to issue commands to your squad, switch weapons. Well, now this is all coming to Skyrim. There's going to be over 200 voice commands that you can enable in Skyrim.
Wow.
Yeah, everything from just opening up menus, like the main gameplay. You can just say quick items, quick magic, quick skills, and it'll open those menus. You can say quick save to save your game.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah, no more pausing and going over to the right menu and selecting save. You can just do quick save. Of course, the bread and butter is the shouts. Now you can say the English version of it, like unrelenting force, or you can say the badass dragon language, Fus Roda. And you'll actually.
And let's face it. Who doesn't want to speak the badass dragon language? That's way more fun.
You're also gonna have to memorize all of them. they're Fus Roda, Sugrad Dun, Hun Kalzor. Like
how. I hate to interrupt you. How many do you have that you use on average though? Do you
have a few actually?
Do you have 30 or 40 of them that you use, or is it maybe 3? Because I remember playing those games and I had like 3 spells that I used over and over, and the rest of them were sort of. They were accessories. I used them occasionally.
There's 20 shouts, and in my experience, I use 90% of them. So, yeah, I'm gonna have a sore throat, after playing this.
Here's a question for you though. Here's a question: do you have to actually set this? Can you say any of the shouts and he'll do them, or do you have to set the shout and then he'll only do that shout that's set?
Well, I've yet to try it out myself, but I believe you can just say the shout. Like you have to hold down the button, of course, to use it. For the Xbox, you have to hold down the right bumper, and then you say it. So you just can't be, walking along and, someone in the same room starts shouting, you have to actually...
Darn, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been kind of fun to screw over your friends if they're trying to sneak up on someone and you... Yeah. But, no, you're going to have to hold down the actual button. But, it's better than navigating through a bunch of menus and stuff. You can do everything. You can assign hotkeys verbally. So you just say like assign health potion, and bam, you have a health potion in your favorites.
Now, is it only voice commands, or are there actually like motion controls?
It's just voice commands.
Okay.
But over 200. You can command your followers now. Just by voice.
Nice.
You can just say like ally, follow me, and they'll follow you. When you're in the items menu, you can say, I want to look at, weapons, and it'll go to the weapons, and, so on and so forth. It's just the same in every menu, but I don't know. I kind of dig the voice commands. I think that's the only thing that Kinect does real well right now. The motion capture is kind of crap in my opinion, but I'm kind of psyched to dive into this and start screaming at my television. I think it's going to be kind of fun. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know, Dave. We'll start with you. What do you think?
Me, I think that's pretty awesome. You know, I don't own Skyrim. I know, sacrilege, bad Dave.
It's an injustice.
I know. I'm not a true gamer. That's my problem. But it's a beautiful game. It's very cool. You know, I've played it a little bit. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the Kinect. I like the idea of voice commands. I don't touch a remote anymore when I use my Netflix. I mean, it's anything with a voice command is super fun. So I mean, I can imagine that the voice commands might be enough to cause me to go out and get Skyrim, because if I get to yell "Fus Roda" at my television and I blow some dude off the side of a mountain, that would be pretty darn epic. So I think it's a good thing. It's pretty sweet. It's the next evolution of gaming. So I mean, that's pretty rad. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the voice commands, that's like the one thing that Kinect also does really well, is I just sit on my ass, I'm like, Netflix, play 2.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Xbox pause.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really psyched about this. I mean, I think this is really where the Kinect is strong in the voice capturing, the voice recognition, so it should be exciting. But on a slightly different note, Skyrim DLC has been announced. Now, there's no actual release date, but it is in the works. It's called Dawnguard. They're shooting for this summer. They haven't really released any details about what's going to be in the DLC. I'm sure they're saving that for E3, but there's rumors of crossbows and snow elves. Now, if you've played Skyrim, you know that snow elves are kind of extinct. They've become the of course I can't remember the name, but they've become like this subterranean goblinoid-looking creature, you know, that you fight. They've
Really?
lost pretty much all of their elven traits. They're like blind goblins underground, basically.
Bummer.
So it's going to be interesting how they're going to bring snow elves back into the world.
Now they're going to be a playable race, or they're just going to be more prevalent in the world.
Yeah, that's the question. We don't know. They haven't really released any details. All we really have is an image and rumors. So, but I mean, you know, it's exciting. It's cool to see all this content come out. You know, we have 200 voice commands and DLC coming. So maybe they're gonna do something cool in this new DLC that includes voice commands. Who knows?
Oh, and I'm glad that they're coming out with it. I mean, like, the Capcom every other company should take a note. This is how true DLC needs to be handled, and not like this, like, day one, here's some DLC, and you know, or like, here's some disc content that we locked out that you have to purchase. No, F that. This is how you do DLC. This is how you do it. You wait a little while and go, hey, look at this brand new content we made on the side that we're not going to charge you for. This is how you do it, and this is why everyone loves Bethesda.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, and so keep an eye out for that this summer.
Yay!
Cool.
And you guys,
Very
link
cool.
is below to the Dawnguard. Very little stuff is known about it, but I mean, it's Bethesda, so it's gonna be epic. Everyone knows it's gonna be epic.
Yeah, go out there and shout at your TV though.
Yeah, prepare yourselves.
And then our final story of the night, Dave has probably the most exciting news that came out today. Dave, what do you got for us?
I'm pretty excited about it, and of course, everything I'm about to say is 100% speculation, so please don't quote me. But the next evolution of the Call of Duty series, Black Ops 2, is set to be released, I believe, this November.
Oh my God, they're making a Black Ops 2. I would have never thought.
No,
not
Another
Black
Call
Ops
of Duty
2.
game.
Another Call of Duty game.
Now, I know. Now it's not another Modern Warfare. It's supposed to be all brand spanking new. There's a lot of all we've seen is a trailer so far from Treyarch, but it's supposed to be set in the near future. If you like hovering crafts, you'll like this game. There's quad rotor drones. There's multiple aircraft that you know have rotors, so they hover about. There's also, from what I can see, a large amount of land-based drones. One of which looks sort of like a lumbering behemoth that looks fairly unwieldy and didn't really make any sense in the real world. But hell, it's a video game, so I'm sure it'll do just fine. But yeah, it looks like fun. The graphics are pretty good, although I'm sure these are all cinematic only.
Now I glanced at the trailer. I didn't really have the sound up, but what do we know? Does it give us any information about the story at all? I mean, what if we're not in Vietnam? What are we doing now in this game?
It doesn't give you a whole lot. It's fairly cryptic. You've got an older gentleman talking to you in some sort of an interview here, but yeah, it doesn't give us a whole lot of background as to what's happening, who's attacking us, why we're in this war. But it's fairly epic. It looks very similar to the last Call of Duty, where you're fighting in big cities. You see skyscrapers exploding and all sort of things. Oh, and for those of you who wished that you could ride a horse in Call of Duty, I will pull up my magic wand and ding, wish granted. They have a small scene where it looks like you're riding a horse through a desert. Let me see, being chased by something.
Now,
in the near future, we want to ride horses.
We want to ride horses.
Now, to be fair, this is like that's completely out of context. We have no idea what's going on. So like,
very true, but it's also fun to joke. Yeah, it looks like you are on a horse chasing after someone in a truck, and then also aircraft flying over your head. So I assume it's going to be an adrenaline-filled pony ride.
Maybe it's a flashback sequence. Who knows?
Maybe it's a flashback sequence, but yeah, it looks like fun. I mean, I'm a big FPS guy. I love the Call of Duty series, despite the fact that, let's face it, they pump out the exact same game every single time. I like it. It's what I'm familiar with. It's what I enjoy. So it looks like it's probably going to be the same type of game as they've always produced, with a couple of twists. There's still aircraft to aircraft combat, so that's another interesting feature that they're picking up from the last game.
Do you think they're taking cues from Battlefield 3, and that's why they're doing like they might have vehicles?
It's possible. Battlefield 3 saw a lot of really, really positive reviews from the choice of air vehicles, especially.
This is being developed by Treyarch, right?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, so I mean, Treyarch is always really, they did World at War, which had tanks in it. They did, they did Black Ops.
But that didn't have any vehicles in it, though. Black Ops had no vehicles.
That's true, but it had like didn't it have like a controllable helicopter that you can fly around or something?
No, that's Modern Warfare 3. That's the recon drone.
Yeah.
Oh.
In this one. Now, again, I don't know that this is multiplayer, but it just looks like there's a level where you're flying in a jet and you're shooting at other jets or helicopters and that sort of thing. So they're trying to expand a little bit, I think, which is always necessary.
I hated vehicles in World at War. Like, anyone that got in a tank, game over. Unless the entire team had rockets or mines or something, it was just. I mean, they eventually patched it to where. In the normal team deathmatch, there were no tanks.
There were no tanks.
Yeah, because I mean,
well, and
I don't play Call of Duty to get my vehicle warfare on. That's what Battlefield's
that's
for.
What Battlefield's
I want up close and personal uncombat. So I mean, I'm really not looking forward to vehicles. I don't want to have to face someone in a giant walking robot drone.
Well, it's not a giant walking robot drone. It's something akin to the size of maybe a go-kart. So I mean, I think it's a support thing. And again, who knows if this is going to be in multiplayer? You very well may never see these things in multiplayer. It may just be an NPC running around in the campaign. And same thing with the jets. So. Call of Duty, Treyarch, I mean, they know what they like, they know what their people like, and it's been a long time since you've seen a vehicle control. You know what I mean? It's like you said, World at War, I think, was the last one that they had, vehicle controls in the multiplayer. And
to be fair, you guys gotta remember that like the MLG doesn't support Modern Warfare 2 or 3 because they consider it a broken game, but they do support Black Ops. They consider Black Ops is balanced enough to like be played professionally. So Treyarch's pretty good at balancing stuff. So if they do have like vehicles in there, I'm pretty sure it'll be balanced.
Yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, it looks exciting. It looks like fun. I'm another one of these guys that is just sort of throwing money at Treyarch, so I'm okay with it. It looks like it's going to be a blast.
But is it like Fry? Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up and take my money. Yeah, I can't wait. It's right after my birthday. I will be spending birthday money on this thing, I'm sure. It looks like it's set to release on November 13th of this year.
Maybe that's why all these companies this year are releasing their games in October. Is because they're like Black Ops is coming out in November. Screw that. We're gonna release our games in October.
They better release them quick so that they get the first pickup.
Right.
Well, and Call of Duty, games have been traditionally released like in November. I mean, it's always been within the first week or two of November. So that doesn't surprise me at all. They're trying to beat the bum's rush to get the Call of Duty games.
I hope it has the laser guns. That's all. I'm a whole before it's laser guns. I want my laser guns.
You want laser guns,
dude? How cool would that be, having laser guns?
So like laser sniper rifle.
He wants a Spartan laser.
He wants a Spartan laser. I was gonna say we call that Halo, dude.
What? How cool would it be if like you popped in the game, you tuned it in, and you're like fighting, all of a sudden your car transforms. Come on, you guys, we gotta go stop the Nazis, the futuristic Nazis.
Dear God. And Greg, I'm gonna need you to hand over your gamer card. That's like the worst idea I've ever heard.
How cool would that be, though? You'd be like, oh my God, my vehicle just turned into Optimus Prime. We're killing futuristic Nazi zombies.
What you call that is you call it Gundam Wing, bro. That's what you call it. That PlayStation 1 game from way back when. I'm sure they've got multiple versions of it now, but I remember playing that game, and yeah, you transform from a plane to a robot. Like that's no, thank you.
I've got to commend them though. I mean, to actually like go into the future warfare, because they had nothing left. They've covered like every period of war, except for Civil War, which that would have been kind of cool to see, like a Call of Duty Civil War.
Oh yeah, lining up, waiting for a shot. That's great gameplay.
Why can't I crouch? You can't do that in this time period. There's no crouching. You can't.
I can't even side strafe. What's going on? No, just you have to stand there and be shot.
No, you've got guerrilla mode, and then you have gentleman's mode, where it literally lines up the entire team in front of the entire team, and you hope to God that your shots are more accurate than theirs.
You have selected gentleman mode.
Oh man, that would be awful.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that's like, and you know what? Remember how slow it was when you were playing the original like Call of Duty games, where you were firing single shots with your Car 19 or whatever the hell it was, the bolt action rifles, like your pow.
Yeah, the German bolt action.
Yeah, the German bolt action. That thing was so sweet. I remember how slow that gameplay was. Can you imagine how slow it would be if you were trying to play Civil War Call of Duty?
It takes 2 minutes real time to reload.
You fire one shot and it takes you 15 seconds to reload your gun.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll wait for Assassin's Creed 3 to get my Revolutionary War fix.
Exactly.
I want to tomahawk people.
That's right. Oh man, but yeah, it looks like fun. It looks like your average Call of Duty game with a new setting and maybe some new toys. So that's pretty much what we all expect from Call of Duty. Yeah.
I mean, and this whole thing is expected. I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that there's a new Call of Duty coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one every year. It's like Assassin's Creed. But it is interesting that they're doing the future thing. I think that's the recipe right now. I mean, we've got Ghost Recon, Future Soldier, I think, coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think everyone's just like Greg said, they've covered everything else besides the Civil War.
They've got nowhere else to go.
There's really nothing left to do. So.
Yep.
So yeah, the future is now.
The future is now. The future is black. I think that's the dumbest tagline in the world. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't get the tagline. Maybe because.
You think maybe because it's called Black Ops?
Maybe if they said the future is meow, and then maybe that would get me my attention more. Yeah. And you have to fight cat mutants.
Or Call of Duty is black. How can the future be? It's a play on back. How can the future be back? It wasn't here yet.
It wasn't here yet.
Call of Duty can be back, and therefore Call of Duty can be black.
Marty, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally. You gotta think fourth dimensionally. All right, I think we're out of time.
That's right. They're allowed to make mistakes.
I think we're out of time. We're out of time. We're out of time.
You're out of time.
I'm canceling this before it gets any worse. My God, the future is over.
How could the future be over? I'm so confused.
No, I haven't shouted at my TV yet.
You're looking at now, sir. Whatever happening in Black Ops now is happening right now. What happened to then? We passed then.
We passed then. All right, that's enough of that. We're getting way off topic.
Yeah, we're gonna get sued by somebody now. Okay, all right. So,
Mel Brooks is cool. It's not a big deal.
Thank you guys for joining us today on the Next Level. All the links to the stories are below. Make sure to check out the trailer, and make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, please. If you subscribe, I love you forever because it helps me out so much. All right, guys. So
Greg sounds way desperate.
I know I am desperate. I'm just a desperate person. Jeez. Anyway, all right, you guys. So we'll see you guys next week on the Next Level. Good night, everybody.
And we know it's only the 2nd, but may the 4th be with you. Wah, wah. Wah, wah.